I came to Pittsburgh to celebrate the 4th of July, but within minutes of arriving, I was handed a glow stick by a 7-foot fox who called himself Moonpaws. Another one gave me a popsicle, and one tried to adopt me. I thought I was just grabbing ice cream, but I ended up in the wildest street party I've ever seen. And somehow, this all led to fireworks by the river with a crowd full of dancing wolves. While I was there, I continued my search for the elusive LaBubu monster. Did I finally find it? What I did find at Anthrocon on the 4th of July was way weirder than I expected. Hit like, subscribe, and let's dive in. As soon as I got downtown, things got furry real fast. I'm not talking Halloween. I'm talking full-on, high-budget animal suits. Like someone said, do I need groceries? No. I need to become a glow-in-the-dark wolf with airbrushed abs. There were tigers, neon wolves, cats with LED eyeballs that blinked in sync with the music. The streets echoed with EDM and unexplainable joy. I wasn't sure if I'd walked into a parade or a fever dream, but either way, I wasn't leaving. Something was happening here. Something wild. Something suspiciously fluffy.
He's so fluffy, I'm gonna die!
Anthrocon in Pittsburgh isn't just the biggest furry convention in the world. It's basically the Super Bowl of fluff. This year, over 19,000 people showed up in full suits, tails, ears, and yes, lore. One minute I was walking through downtown, and the next, I was in the middle of a furry vortex. Fursuits dancing, spinning, high-fiving kids, and straight up raving like it was finals week and this was their extra credit. It was weird, but also kind of electric. Somewhere between the conga line and the fox playing patty cake with a raccoon, I realized this wasn't a party anymore. It was a full-blown religious event. Right as I showed up, the main event was kicking off, the Furry Parade. Now, they had to trim it down to just 3,371 suitors for time and space, because there were over 19,000 furries in town. Yeah, it's that serious. There were also booths, shows, and Q&As happening inside the convention center, but I stayed outside. I was only there for the outside action. Let's check out this parade. Okay, that was a long parade. Whew, at least I scored some high fives along the way. But the fun doesn't stop there. After the parade, there's a free outdoor street party where you can meet furries, grab some snacks, and snap all the pics your camera roll can handle. There's even a waterfall that runs through the convention center and out into the city. It's a legit chill spot. So let's check that out, then hit the street party, and of course, continue the hunt for the elusive LaBubu. Okay, wow, that waterfall's actually kind of magical. But now, it's time to head back up, hit the street party, and, more importantly, find a snack. Let's go. Whilst I was walking through the block party, I started to get hacked. And then, like a beacon from the snack gods, I spotted the Millie's ice cream truck. They had a special Anthrocon-themed menu, and it was wild. A goldfish float with actual goldfish crackers, a brown cow root beer float, a pup cup sundae with Scooby snacks. But what caught my eye was the Circus Animal Sundae. This had your choice of 2 scoops of ice cream. I went with cookies and cream, topped with a generous pile of frosted animal cookies. All for $10. Let's give it a taste. This looks creamy, cold, and dangerously good. Yeah, that's delicious. The cookies and cream hits just right, and those frosted animal cookies add the perfect vanilla crunch. Honestly, I'm giving this Circus Sundae a solid 5 out of 5 stars. Now that I'm sugar-fueled and emotionally stable, let's hit the fluffy block party, and then we'll continue the hunt for the elusive LaBubu before tonight's fireworks show. I set off on my quest to find LaBubu, I had to stop and take in the sights and sounds of the fluffiest band on the block. A full-on furry ensemble was playing fan favorites for the crowd, and honestly, they were kinda killing it. Let's take a listen. That was wild, and honestly, way more wholesome than I expected. Everything was so fluffy, friendly, and dangerously huggable. But now, it's time for my next quest, to see if I can track down a LaBubu before the fireworks light up the Pittsburgh skyline. Let's go! I made my way from the convention center over to the Strip District, home of Pittsburgh's one and only Mart toy machines. Naturally, I had one mission, find a LaBubu. I stepped up, checked every row, and yep, no LaBubu. The disappointment is real, but the journey doesn't end here. Time to head to the river on the North Shore and catch the free 4th of July party. Let's go see some fireworks. Once I made it to the North Shore, the whole vibe shifted. People were spread out across the grass. Boats were cruising along the river. Air balloons floated lazily overhead, and there was even a free live band setting the mood. The energy was chill but festive, like everyone was just waiting for something big to happen. Let's take a walk around and get a closer look at everything before the fireworks kick off. Oh, nice. They were giving out free air balloon rides. And check it out, there's the city of Pittsburgh, rising up from the riverbanks, lined with restaurants and bars.
Come on, Jimmy!
I passed a place called Voodoo Brewery that had a $20 picnic-style platter and even a live band playing right on the walkway. After exploring for a bit and stopping to check out some of the monuments, including a very wholesome Mr. Rogers statue, I stumbled across the perfect spot, a small floating bridge right on the river. I stood there for a while, just watching the boats roll by. And then, right on cue, the fireworks started. Let's see what this year's show has in store. That was awesome. Now, let's take a walk around the north side and see what the nightlife's looking like. I've heard there's some pretty cool bars around here. Let's go check it out. First stop, Tequila Cowboy. And surprise, it's connected to an 80s and 90s dance club called Little Red Corvette. Yes, like the Prince song. And yes, it slapped. They had people out there dancing like they just graduated from Boogie University with honors. I was impressed and slightly intimidated. Then right next door, it flips into full country mode. Live singers, line dancing, cowboy hats, all powered by tequila and confidence. Honestly, iconic. And that wraps up my 4th of July in Pittsburgh. What did you get up to this 4th? Did you see fireworks? Eat too many snacks? Or maybe spot a wild LaBubu? Drop a comment below and like and share this video. Until next time, stay hydrated, stay weird, and of course, stay fluffy.